But as y'all can see, I'm back on my BS. So we about to get into it, starting with this this story from Florida. Like, in case y'all don't know, the craziest people come from Florida. I have family in Florida, so I can attest to this. Like, Florida folks ain't got no sense. Sorry, not sorry for Floridians. Like, y'all must be y'all water. They ain't got that fluoride out yet. Oh no, you know they ain't got it out. So a black Florida school officer got fired for saying nigga on body cam. His body cam caught him up while being off duty, talking to his wife, and once while arresting a trespasser. He tried to argue that it wasn't derogatory, he was just being black, but they said that Tampa police officers are held to a higher standard. Okay, Florida. So it's all right for people of another nationality or race to let the N-word fly with that hard ER at the end, but a black man who can understand the hurt behind that word and is probably using it as a term of endearment or to describe an ignorant ass person gets fired. Welcome to 2021. The CDC thought this was a joke. No. The CDC either thinks this was a joke or they were very serious, but they released a zombie apocalypse guide. The guide includes kits, safety tips, and planning for zombies. I don't know who they paid for this, but they could have charged me 1/3 of the price and I know I would have did it better. You go to your local ammunition store, get you a belt-fed weapon, 7.62 rounds. You go to your local car dealership, get a fast car, and you board up your house. And I'm only telling you this because I've watched enough zombie movies like we all have. Like, let's see, Zombieland 2, 28 days later, 28 weeks later, the one where they were in the Arctic and it was like zombie vampires, the list goes on. Whether it was a shitty zombie movie or a well-written zombie movie, we all know what to do in that event. At that point, Darwinism will be exhibited to the fullest. After years of talk, they finally dropped the trailer for Space Jam 2. The characters look pretty good with the 3D models, but do we really need a second Space Jam? I'll give my opinion once the movie comes out. Did we actually need the first one? Yes we did. That's a cult classic. You wanna know why? Because R. Kelly was singing I Believe I Can Fly in the background, which is why he hasn't been caught up on the goddamn charges. Now, I'm not making any excuses for what R. Kelly did. I wouldn't let R. Kelly watch my kids on TV. All right, just putting that out there. I still listen to his music, but other than that, nah, I don't.
That's hilarious.
What's hilarious?
I wouldn't let R. Kelly watch my kids on TV.
Hell no. Fuck no. Like, anyway, we're all gonna end up watching it anyway because we are all gonna roast it whether it's good or bad. P.S. The movie is about Don Cheadle trying to steal LeBron's IG followers. I'm not making that up either. We don't need a Space Jam 2. We don't need no Space Jam 2. No. That's the best storyline y'all can follow up the first one with is Don Cheadle, shout out to him, and LeBron, shout out to him. Don Cheadle stealing his IG followers.
I don't even think it's Don Cheadle. I just know that he's the bad guy. I hope they don't name him Don Cheadle.
No, hell no. But Nike's vice president resigned after it came out that her son was using her company credit card to buy all the Jordans and resell them. Man was posting pictures with the walls of boxes. He's the reason y'all can't catch no breaks on the sneakers out. Me and Dre just talked about this, so I'm gonna give him credit for bringing up this point. What is Nike mad for? Because the shoes were still paid for. It's not like they were stealing from the inventory. Like, he was paying for the shoes. But now that I think about it, he was buying the shoes with company money, so they were buying their own shoes, and then he's making a profit. But she resigned, I guess, from conflict of interest or because she was in on it. Either way, I only buy shoes that I like. Like, I'm not a hype beast or anything. I do got some heat in the closet though that a lot of people just haven't seen. And if y'all really love me, y'all will get me some Nike Air Mag Marty McFlys. They 65 grand in a size 9 on StockX. Lil Nas X is doing what he does best, trolling the world. After academics posted a screenshot of China doing the anal swabs for COVID. This is why I don't watch anything that academics puts out, because it's always like some bullshit. Boy. Teriyaki 6ix9ine?
Yep.
Snitch 6ix9ine.
Hey, whatever you want to call him.
Teriyaki69 posted a comment saying Lil Nas X has entered the chat. Nas called his bluff and posted a DM of Rainbow Boy in his DMs asking if he wants to meet up. Context. That's all I'm gonna say, context, because there's nothing incriminating about that because they're both celebrities in their own right. One is far more talented than the other.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Uncle Fred. Before we get started, Coming to America 2, that's the best y'all had. That's what y'all came up with. That's what you came up with, huh? Y'all could have left me with the first one. Y'all could have just left us with the first one. We would still have this great recollection of an all-star cast. We would still be out here talking about so glow. But now, Inword Sports. Noah Johnson, a former Alcorn State quarterback, just recently took on an interview with the Chicago Bears. And I must say, any team that looks at Noah should definitely see all of the athletic ability that this man has. We're talking about a quarterback who rushed for 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns in his career, passed for 2,919 touchdowns in his career. So the guy can put the ball in the end zone. I think any team that takes a chance on him, do not limit his athletic ability. If he's willing, I hope so, to put his chin in the air and be a punt returner, add that to his arsenal. I definitely think he will get a workout or even have his name called at that point. But this is a bona fide baller. I can't talk today. But yeah, bona fide baller. We got Noah Johnson coming off the reservation. I'm definitely excited for him. Want to see how this pans out, man, because this is somebody with some real athletic ability, man. Like, really, really. Tough blow coming down to Norfolk State as Latrell Scott has recently resigned from his position as the head football coach. He's also accepted an assistant coaching position at East Carolina University. And this had to be a very tough decision considering that Scott just signed a contract extension back in 2019 to remain the head coach of the program. He was actually turning the program around, actually started winning around there. So, it's kind of tough. But, when you look at what the conference is going through, trying to find people who can actually come in and join the conference and be competitive, teams that can add to the conference academically. It has to be tough, but I will say this does show life for the SWAC. Here's why. Now, with the MEAC being in limbo, you have to ask yourself, is the SWAC willing to add 2 more teams from the MEAC? And I think they're already playing with the idea. If we take a look at South Carolina State's schedule, they just recently hosted Alabama A&M, right? But if you look a little further down their schedule, they're also taking a trip down to play Alabama State. Yes, they're coming down here, right? Now, coincidence? Not really. Those are some good programs there right there. Well, this one right here is the icing on the cake. If you look at NC Central's fall schedule, fall 2021, they're kicking the season off against Alcorn State and down in Georgia for the SWAC MEAC challenge. Now, they've already played Grambling in the championship in the Celebration Bowl. Now they get to see what the next big dog looks like out the West. Now, here's where I kind of get the idea that they're playing with this. NC Central scheduled a game to go to Itabena, Mississippi. Yes, those guys are going to the Delta. Now, of all the teams in the country, in the SWAC, for you to choose from, why are you going to Itabena? Test drive the conference. You want to see what the expense looks like, and I think it's a great idea. A 14-team power conference for HBCUs is immaculate. I like the idea, so I really hope that this is what they're planning for. I believe that we are on to something with this, guys. I really do see that. So, hey, let's keep it locked, man. I really want to see how big the SWAC really gets. I do all this talking about these Division I sports and all of this. I need to shed a little light on some Division II HBCU football for y'all because I don't want you to think that Division I football is all that we got. Because when we talk about HBCU Division IIs, we got 5, really 6 schools that we really should be talking about, right? So I'm going to rank them, but we're going to start from 5, right? Number 5, we got Fayetteville State finishing the season at 8-3. Now, these guys are dominant in the CIAA. Now, I'm kind of eerie. I didn't know necessarily about putting them there. They were really battling with Albany, who's 7-4 at the SIAC. And the only reason I say they're battling at that spot is because Fayetteville State's quarterback just entered the transfer portal. And we just reported about that a couple weeks ago. Richard Latimer. I really hope that kid decides to stay. But, hey, do your thing, player. At the number 4 spot, Savannah State. Yes, former MEAC school, Savannah State, is now a part of the Division II ranks out of the SIAC. and they are doing great. 7-3 last year. This is also why I say Norfolk State could drop down and be very beneficial. All right, now move up to the number 3 spot, Virginia State. Now, Virginia State is always playing great football. Really know how to run the football. They give Bowie State a run for their money every year. Finished 8-2 out the CIAA. I really like this team. Number 2. Now, I have a found respect for Miles College at this number 2 spot for that 9-2 at that CIAA. Now, these guys play football. My boy, Coach Henry, is down there coaching these boys up. And at that number 1 spot, we already know him, man. Bowie State. Come on now. It's an HBCU that went undefeated. Come on now. 11-0. They lost to Carson Newman in the first round. Okay, yeah. So they finished 11-1. But come on now. 11 wins from an HBCU is impressive. I don't care how you cut it out the CIAA. These are some schools that you just don't play with. But it's another school that we're going to have to start talking about. And a lot of you might look at me crazy, but that's for the next goddamn topic. Let's go. Now, Edward Waters is one of those schools that we all know to get stomped on. You schedule them for homecoming. You schedule them for your tune-up game at the beginning of the season. You normally are playing this team to go ahead and set your team up for success. Well, as they are making their push, trying to get into the SIAC, I honestly feel like with all the beatdowns and the way that they have had to learn against quality Division I opponents, such as the SWAC, Alcorn, Jackson State, I really think that they are positioned to actually compete, be a quality team, not a good team, a quality team for the SIAC. Now, am I saying that they're going to go out there and upset Miles? No. Am I saying that they have the ability to go out there and hang around with Savannah State? Nah. Am I saying that they can slap Tuskegee in the face? No. But what I am saying is they have the ability to be a Morehouse type of team. A team that you watch them and you're like, man, you know, they don't know how good they are. But we know that if they found out ever how good they would be. See, I mean, you look at the way Morehouse played Alabama A&M in 2019. All the way up into the final play, right? So I really see upside for Edward Waters. I do advise them, go ahead and start scheduling Florida Memorial at the beginning of the season. Get a win under your belt and then go for your money game, man. Get those guys confident because you don't want to go out and just shock the confidence immediately. I mean, but hey, shout out to Edward Waters. Y'all are what you are. All right, I'm excited to see what happens if you guys get into the SIAC. I got you back. There's some very impressive college football played this weekend. Now, I must tip my hat off to Jackson State. Now, the way they played against Grambling does let me know that these guys are real. That what I saw against Edward Waters, you know, it's Edward Waters. So, you know, I can't give you that much credit for those guys. But the way you played against Grambling was impressive. Coach Prime, I really enjoyed how you played. Now, I bet next time going into halftime, you got 2 minutes on the clock. I bet you go try to march down that field. I bet you let Jalen go ahead and do his thing. Try to put it in the end zone, coach. You had 2 timeouts. But impressive win. I still don't understand Fob's thinking and taking hit bottom out. I felt like that would have definitely propelled them. I mean, they were only up. You guys were only up 1 point. So, I mean, I felt like, hey, you know, that would have been the drive to go ahead and put them ahead. But, I mean, hey, shout out to Jackson State that got the W. Grambling, you have a chance to redeem yourself against Prairie View. So, hey, let's look forward to that. As we move forward, we got to talk about Alabama A&M taking on South Carolina State. Now, this game was more so, if you ask me, about Alabama A&M's defense. I mean, Akil Glass played good. He has 15 completions, 33 passes, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's the problem. I mean, if you didn't see what was going on with the Texas Southern and the PD game, that's going to be a momentum changer, okay? So you got to clean that up, Akil, but good win. Good win. All right, moving forward, we got UAPB taking on Southern. And I must say, I am not surprised. Let me tell y'all something about the West. Now, this is why I was kind of leery about Alcorn moving over into the West. The West is one of those sides of the conference. Everybody over here has a conference champion. Everybody over here has been a champion at some point. So it's no days off, okay? So the SWAC West is a problem, all right? This is the strongest side of the conference. So I'm not shocked at any point. I mean, Skylar Perry, 22 completions, 37 passes, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not surprised, man. I mean, I've seen UAPB stun Alcorn. And I'm talking about come back and stun Alcorn. So I must say I was impressed with Texas Southern. Now, I will say this. This is the 4th largest metropolitan city in the United States. There is no reason this school should not be a front runner in the SWAC. They only lost by 1 point. But man, I understand that recruiting is tough. It's more than what I'm just saying right now. But man, this is the 4th largest metropolitan city in the United States of America. This program sits across the street from University of Houston. Come on, man. Come on. Like, Texas Southern's almost there. They're almost there with what I saw now. If they can clean some things up, if guys can actually catch the football, Texas Southern will be a very dangerous team. But I liked what I saw competitively this weekend. Man, I loved honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The SWAC actually looked like some of the best football being played all week. And it's kind of ironic that you used to find SWAC football on ESPN Plus, but now you got to find it on YouTube. But that's neither here nor there, y'all. Hey. All right, y'all, this concludes another segment of Inword Sports. I am your host, Uncle Fred. In the meantime, in between time, if you ever find yourself a Cyclone or Nias, go ahead and tell them you want the Jumbo House Margarita. Tell them you want a $3 floater. Tell them you want Grand Marnier, man. They're going to take care of you. Man, all right, now I got to get up out of here. Holla.
Now to y'all's favorite segment after me talking my shit. The Y'all Heard segment. So Popcorn World is a popcorn company with over 250 different flavors. God damn. Everything from butter to barbecue chicken and more. If you search long enough, you can put together a Sunday meal and dessert from the different flavors.
Collard greens, hot wings, like they legit got flavors.
Some of them flavors I would not be adventurous enough to try, but hey, if they're available, I mean, there's a market for it, obviously. So if you want to try some exotic tasting popcorn, get at Popcorn World. By the time this episode comes out, Smurf will be without a job, so he for sure. What the? Smurf. Nah, I'm not saying this.
What?
I'm not saying this. Just put some respect on Smurf's name.
Smurf said he's quitting, man. He said I can't. They messing with my mental health.
Context.
Yeah, he said this pandemic can't work.
I know, you told me that, but by the time this episode comes out, Smurf will have resigned from his job. Context. So he for sure needs a voice acting gig. If you got anything from small videos to full-blown productions, he's the one for you. My boy is talented. He's based out of Houston, Texas. Right?
Yep.
Get that Smurf. Unique Sneaker Freak is a clothing brand that has dope hoodies and shirts to go along with the hottest sneakers. You can't have nice kicks and nothing to go with it. Nobody looks good in tighty whities and Jordans. Unless you got the Captain Morgan leg up. Get some sweaters to go with it. Get you a hoodie, get you a crew neck, get you a t-shirt. Like, you pay all this money for your kicks, you might as well have gear to go with it. Stefan is a professional dancer and actor. If you have movies or music videos, he's good for both. He can do a scene and a scanty. Call him Maple for 30% off. A Craft is a new crafting company. She makes all kinds of cute knickknacks that will turn your house into a grandma's den and your work desk into the company's favorite. So get at A Craft. And we out. I'm about to cuss out this white lady.